Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. Today, the movie I'm reviewing is Them That Follow. This movie is rated R. It's 1 hour and 38 minutes, and the Movie Review Mom grade I gave it is a B minus. And I'll tell you why. But first, in a quick nutshell, this slow burn thriller is also a coming of age story and a love story of a young woman whose family belongs to a religious group that uses snakes in their worship. Dan Madison Savage and Britt Poulton are the writers and directors of this very thought provoking drama. And I admire that they respectfully present this unusual Christian sect and subculture that very few people have been exposed to in order to tell these stories. It earned actually a 10-minute standing ovation when it premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. Now, when you watch this movie, you may go, huh, really? Or you may think it's fantastic. This kind of almost feels like the emperor with no clothes on, like because there's fantastic acting, you think, oh, this movie is brilliant, and it's good, but not quite as good as I think people think it is. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. But anyway, kind of like a poisonous snake, this movie will definitely bite you in the brain and in the heart. And if you don't like snakes, don't watch this movie at all. Some quick tips for parents are that there's an unmarried woman and she has experienced relations with a boy outside of wedlock. She pees on the ground while she's taking a pregnancy test, and then some other stuff happens. Someone gets bit by a snake. The cuts the bloody skin, sucks out the venom. You see the snakes a lot in the movie. Someone gets his arm sawed off, but thankfully you don't have to see it in detail, but you know that it's happening, which is just gross, just imagining that. And then people put a snake on them to show their great faith. So if you see this movie with your children, sorry, that's my voice assistant going off with reminders. Anyway, if you see this movie with your kids, please talk to them about safe ways that they can demonstrate their faith. Talk about why would this group do that? Maybe you can look at some of the scriptures that refer to snakes, and you can have actually a really good conversation about it. Some of the positive themes are a line that's spoken by Olivia Colman's character. Her name is Hope, interestingly enough. She says, "We all got our sins, don't we?" Which is absolutely true. We have no right to judge anyone because there's nobody on the face of this earth who doesn't sin in some way or isn't perfect in some way, right? So we can't judge. We just all choose to sin differently. Another line that Hope says is, "Who you choose, girl, chooses your whole life." And she's trying to give advice to one of the young girls who's going to be getting married soon. And so she's saying, she's interested in this one guy, but this guy might be better for her, and that's really, really true. I remember when my twin sister and I were dating guys and starting to get serious, that someone had told us that the person you choose to marry determines the quality of your life. That's a pretty serious responsibility for that person. Not to say that you're putting all your happiness on that person, because that's actually not healthy. But the point that's made is choose wisely who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And then another thing that Hope says, another theme is she's telling these girls, you need someone to see the truth even when you don't, which also is very good counsel for young people who are looking at people that they might want to marry. All right, so some things that I liked are, first of all, Olivia Colman. She is just outstanding, but it's no surprise because she won the 2019 Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in The Favorite. I had mixed feelings about that movie as well, but it's undeniable that she earned that Oscar. In fact, I called it after I saw that movie. I was so blown away by her performance. I thought she's at the very least going to get nominated. And of course she was, and then she won. She's just amazing. What's really surprising is how she transformed into kind of this backwoods store owner and community matriarch. She's got this kind of Southern twang, not like the South, but kind of like backwoods South type of an accent, which is even more impressive when you know that she's British. Anyway, she's amazing and worth watching her performance in this movie. Walton Goggins also is the perfect Southern pastor in his role as Lemuel in this movie. He's both creepy and sincere at the same time, and he kind of always plays a creepy guy. So you know something's up with this guy, right? And an Australian actress named Alice Engelberg is kind of the lead heroine, if you can call her that, in this movie, protagonist. And she gives a very subtle but very powerful performance. And I thought she did a good job. Caitlin Dever was great in Booksmart, although I hated that movie. You can read my movie review or watch it on YouTube. I just thought that was the most trashy, vulgar, stupid movie. But to her credit, the character that she plays in this movie is the polar opposite. And that attests to her talent because she was believable in both roles and a great little actress. The movie was filmed in Youngstown in Salem, Ohio, although the story is supposed to take place someplace in the Appalachian Mountains. I love symbolism. And so I love that the snakes in this movie are real and they represent snakes, but they also represent that first sin of Adam and Eve, which some believe is, when they did have sexual relations. And so it definitely alludes to the sexual relations in this movie, as well as being deceived and how the snake deceived Eve, as people believe that happened in the Garden of Eden, and that there's definitely some deceit and misdirection kind of going on here as well. Really fascinating. I liked that aspect a lot. Some things that I didn't like about the movie is just that it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's very slow burning, like I mentioned. It's definitely a drama. There's no humor in it at all. And many people will be bored and say nothing really happens, or that it just turns into just kind of a dumb hick mountain love story kind of a thing. I disagree. There's more going on there, but I think that more could have happened. Another thing that always kind of throws me is I think it's odd to see comedian Jim Gaffigan in dramatic movies. I absolutely love his stand-up comedy, and I'm thrilled that he's able to make it into movies because I just think he's a really great guy. The first time I saw him in a drama was in the movie Chappaquiddick. And I'm not saying he doesn't do a good job in drama. He was great in that one. He's fine in this one as well. It just always kind of throws me off to see him in a drama, but good for him for being a versatile performer. There's so much time that's spent on the characters, and yet we don't really still know anything about them by the end of the movie. It's just kind of unfolding of events rather than really digging deep into their character. And there's not a whole lot of background. We just are all of a sudden immersed in this world. So I would have liked a little bit more about that and to have the movie explore more about the symbolism and or the religion kind of on a deeper level rather than just kind of watching these events unfold. And because of the presence of Oscar winning Olivia Colman, I expected just so much more from this movie, and it was good. I think I was just expected to be blown away. Anyway, that's my scoop. That's a quick little movie review. Be sure and hit the subscribe button. Hit that little bell button, and that notifies you every time I post and upload a new video. And visit our new Facebook page called Movie Review Mom, where you'll get to have some really fun conversations with people who absolutely love movies just like you and I do. Anyway, thanks for visiting. Bye for now.